Good morning, students. As we have learnt about the organizational structure, you already very well know that there are four types of structure. First one is functional structure, second one is divisional structure, third one is formal organizational structure. Today we will talk about the formal organizational structure. First of all, we should know what is formal organizational structure. Formal organizational structure refers to the structure that is designed by the top level management, and this structure is made by the top level management to accomplish the goals. Whatever the goal has been decided by the top level management, that is accomplished, that is completed in this formal organizational structure. Okay. In a formal organizational structure, the boundaries of responsibility and authority are very clearly defined. What is the responsibility and what is the responsibility to whom, and what are the authorities of the seniors towards the juniors. So we can say responsibility and authorities are very clear in this formal structure. And the main thing in this structure is that there is a system, there is a systematic coordination. When there is a system, there is no confusion. Any type of confusion is not there. So all the subordinates and all the employees and seniors coordinate each other. In the same way, all the departments are also coordinated. There will be no problem at all because all the things are very clearly defined in this structure. In this way, in a systematic way, when a structure is designed to accomplish the goals of the organization, in this method, there must be a systematic method, and this systematic method is called formal organizational structure. After understanding the formal organizational structure, we should also know what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages and what are the features of the formal organizational structure. Okay, let's see. The first feature is it clearly defines the lines of authority and responsibility, as I have told you in the meaning, or we can say in the definition of the formal organization. The first feature is responsibility and authority are very clear for an individual in an organization. What the duty of any individual employee is, it is very clear to him in this structure. Okay. Now the second point means to achieve the objective specified in the plans. The plans are made by the top level management, and according to plan there are different type of policies, as you know. And what the plan to achieve the organizational goal is, it is the objective. It is the objective that was decided earlier. So that decided objective is completed, is specified what to be completed in this formal structure. Is that clear? It is impersonal and does not consideration emotional aspect of employees, because as the name is given formal organization, formal organizational structure, as you know, it means all the things are formal. So if there is any emotional aspect that will deviate, that will disturb the formal organizational structure, so everything is formal. There is no place for any type of emotion of any employee. There is no room for emotion. Every work is to be completed with formal things, and all the relations among the employees are formal. They cannot take it personally, and designed by the top level management. As I have told you, there are three type of level of management: top level management, middle level management, lower level management. Duties are given to lower level or middle level management, but this formal organizational structure is designed by the top level management only, and it is created with the motive of achieving organizational objective. Any type of structure has the aim to accomplish the objective of organization. So in this structure, this aim is just like the aim in other structure. Anyhow, in a formal way, when the organizational objectives are accomplished, at that time the formal organizational structure is very beneficial. Now, after understanding the features of formal organizational structure, we should know there are some advantages and there are some disadvantages also of this structure. Any type of structure has some good side and bad side also in the same way. This structure has also good or bad both effect. Let's see what are the advantages of this structure. The first point is easier to fix responsibility. In other structure, there may be some difficulty to give the responsibility to employees. We can give the responsibility to the employees, but at that time you will have to see many other things also. But in this formal organizational structure, it is very easy to give the responsibility to the employees, because we have already defined what the responsibility is to be done by the employee. Which type of employee is able to complete the responsibility given to him. So it is very easy to give the responsibility. And the one more important thing is mutual relations are very clear. Relationship among the employees are very formal as per the definition. They are very formal. They will have to do the work in the given time, and the work must be very good, very in an excellent way, because they are very professional people. That's why they are working in the formal organization. So they will complete the work within time and with excellency. And when they complete their work, other employees will also do the work, because they are also proficient in their work. So there is a relationship among the employees. Now I can use the thing, there is a good relationship between the employees as well as the departments of the organization, because all the people who are working in the organization are very proficient, very efficient. So there is efficiency and proficiency in their work. That's why they are working in the formal organization. Okay. Now the second point is helps in avoiding duplication of work. Because we have already given the responsibility to the one person and that responsibility is not given to the other person. It means there is no confusion, and when there is no confusion, the work is completed very well. And the one more important thing is, if a person has completed that work, other person will not do that work, because he is responsible what he is doing, and he will do the work when the other employee will complete his work, because all the works are interconnected. So there is no chance of duplication of work in the organization. Okay. Now the third point is unity of command is maintained. As this organizational formal structure has been decided by the top level management, and the responsibilities and authorities are already defined, at that time there is a unity of command. Means if one command is given, one order is given by the top level management to the middle level management, when middle level management complete the order, at that time they will pass the order to the lower level management. In this way there is a chain and there is a unity of command. Means one command is followed from top to bottom. It will not happen top level management has said something and middle level management is saying something to the lower level management. At that time there is a confusion, and for the employees of lower level management there are different type of orders. It will not happen in this formal organizational structure. So we can say there is a unity of command in this formal organizational structure. The next point is effective accomplishment of goal. Already decided that who will complete the work and what is the responsibility or authority of the employees is clear. Unity of command is clear. So, and the main thing is all the employees, as I have told you, in this formal structure, very efficient, very professionals. So they will complete the work in a very good way. So effective accomplishment. The time factor is very important, the quality is very important, and that will be found in the formal structure. The next and fifth last advantage is provides stability in organization. Means when all the things are well set, there will be no objection, there will be no problem, any employee has no confusion. All the responsibilities are completed by the employees. At that time there is a good, they will get a good result. When outcome will good, there will be stability in the organization, because organization will grow. Okay. Now after understanding the advantages, we have seen the good side of this formal structure. There are some dark side. There is a dark side of this formal structure also. Now we can see what are the disadvantages of this formal structure. Okay, let's see. The first disadvantage is it may lead to procedural delays. There is a procedure to complete the work or to complete the order, it may take some time. Other department or the department who is working is depend on the other department. That work cannot be completed unless the first department will complete the work. Okay, so there is a chain, as I have told you. Chain of command has to be followed, because if one order is completed by the, we can take the example of when top level management gives the order to the middle level management, and middle level management does the work, and when the middle level management complete the work, then they can give the work to the lower level management, and in completing that work there may be some time, there may be they may take some extra time, and so we can say the command cannot be completed unless the upper level management complete their work. Okay, now there is second disadvantage is rigid policies reduce creativity, because already everything has been defined or decided. All the employees do the work according to the will, according to the order of his senior. They will not do the work, they will not use their creativity, because if they use their creativity, there may be something wrong, or their seniors will say, why did you do this? I have not given you the order, why did you do this? At that time they will not use their mind, they will not use their creativity, they will do the work very efficiently what the work is given to him by their seniors. If the senior is doing any mistake, they will not interrupt, because this is not their authority. So they will see if something is going wrong, they will not interrupt, because that is not their authority, because they are juniors. So the main thing is creativity is not found in the formal organization. They will do like a machine, they will do the work like a machine. As the light gone, the machine stops. In the same way, if order is not got by them, they will not do the work. Which type of order and what order they are receiving, they will do that work only. So this is the disadvantage. Now the third point is more emphasis is on structure and work than to human relationship. As in the feature you have seen, there is no emotional aspect. In this structure, the main point is this: the work has to be completed anyhow as per the expectation of the seniors. If anybody has any type of problem, the organization will not help. They will not see what is the problem of the employee, because anyhow he has to complete the work. So this is the disadvantage of this formal structure.